Good afternoon, everybody. Please be seated. Well, good afternoon, and welcome to this joyous celebration as we honor and celebrate all the amazing accomplishments of our newest class of the Doctor of Physical Therapy program at South College, the class of 2023. On behalf of our School of Physical Therapy and South College administration and our faculty, we'd love to welcome all of the parents and the family members and the significant others of our graduates to celebrate today's occasion. This is a joyous event, important for all of us, but most important for our graduates. I am Alex Kozolinsky. I am the program director for the South College Doctor of Physical Therapy program, and it is my honor to stand here in front of all of you today. Graduates, it's crazy. You are now at the end of your time, and it feels like you have just begun. Time passes so fast. So if any of you are looking for a way to speed up time, I encourage you to apply to our program, because you'll find that 2 years will go by in the blink of an eye. It was only just 2 years ago at this very week that we wrapped up our orientation phase with your class. We welcomed you, we prepared you for starting the program for your very first term that would begin next week. And now here you are finishing. I remember that time very well because there was a mixture of emotions. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm, but then even some fear, as some of the students revealed to us that they had some concerns about imposter syndrome. Like, I don't know that I belong here. I don't know if I can make it. This seems really intense, and I don't know that I can do it. But over time, you persevered. You're a very resilient group. And we know that there was support from the program and the faculty, but you shared with us that it was also the support from your family, your friends, your siblings, and your significant others that carried you through and helped you to get to this point today. It's a very impressive accomplishment. We are all very, very proud of you, and congratulations. So this is quite a remarkable class. They have been through a tremendous amount. They started this program 2 years ago. We were still in the COVID pandemic. And that was a challenging time for all of us for many reasons. But their start was atypical. It wasn't quite like we have started the program prior to them coming in before COVID and those who have started after that. Because our students didn't have the opportunity to come to our campus for orientation and meet the faculty. They didn't have a chance to see our facility, and they surely did not have a chance to get to meet each other face-to-face in person and begin those friendships. And that was a challenging time. But this is a very resilient group, and despite all of those challenges, they were able to make it through. They were able to adapt to virtual versus online learning. They were able to adapt to some of the changes that we had to make when they came to campus, and we didn't quite have the most perfect learning experience that we could have had for all of you. But despite that, you still persevered. You learned what you needed to learn. You formed a strong community among yourselves, despite the fact you spend more time away than you spend together on campus. You learned what you needed to learn of your knowledge and skills to be successful and excel on your clinical experiences. In addition to that, 1/3 of the students in this graduating class have already taken and passed the national board exam. Really quite a remarkable feat. And so why that is so remarkable is that we're a 2-year program, but most programs in the country are 2.5 or 3 years in duration. So students in those programs typically take the board exam after they graduate, where they finish their clinical experiences and they finish all their courses. That's the tradition. So students in other programs have 6 or 12 months more time to prepare for the exact same exam. And the students who've taken this exam early had a higher pass rate and score than the national average. So for those students in the class who have not yet taken the board exam, we still feel that you are remarkable. We have all the confidence and faith that you're going to do just as well as the students in your class who have already completed that exam. And what they've done is they've simply set the stage for you. And rest assured, that should give you confidence that your classmates did it, you were in the same classroom, you took the same exams, and they took the same exam as you for the national licensing exam, and you too can be successful. We have all the faith in your ability to do that, And I encourage you to go into that exam with all the confidence in the world that you too will be as successful on that exam. So folks, this group here, one more remarkable feature about this class is they are going to be very influential in our profession. In an exit survey where we survey the students to find out more about their interests and their plans for the future, 80% of the graduates of this class intend to have leadership positions in the first 5 years of their career. Well, imagine that. A large portion of the students in this class who started the program who did not feel that they belonged here, that they didn't have the knowledge or the ability to be successful. Now, after 2 years, guess what? Now they have the knowledge and skill and the confidence that they can step forward to be leaders in our profession. Truly remarkable. So folks, our ceremony today is a combination of an awards celebration and also commencement. And you're going to find that of all the speakers that come up to the podium today, that you're going to get a glimpse of some of the successes and the accomplishments that this class has had. And you're also going to learn about the character of the students in this program, and I assure you, there are plenty of characters. Now I would like to turn the podium over to Dr. Richardson, who is our Chief Academic Officer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Ted Richardson, and it is my privilege to serve as the Chief Academic Officer for South College. I prepared a few remarks of welcome for all of you, but I would just like to go off script for a minute here, if you'll permit me. So our esteemed Dean, Dr. Tim Noteboom, has announced his retirement, much too young in my opinion, in this year. So I would just like to take a moment and recognize everything that he has contributed to this program and this profession. All of us owe success to Dr. Noteboom and what he has accomplished. So Tim, if you could please stand up and receive a round of applause for everything you've done. So far, I've convinced him to stick around as adjunct, so hopefully he's not completely out of it yet. But thank you. Graduates, welcome and congratulations. Today is a milestone of accomplishment for all of you. Through 2 intense years of study and persistence, you have fought to cross this stage and receive your doctoral hoods. With the countless hours studying and preparing to become physical therapists, you now stand at the threshold of a bright future full of immense possibility. Like any journey, your path will not always be easy. You're about to leave here as graduates, and the majority of you will take the next steps of licensure. Some of you have already done that. As you embark on the next stage of your journey, for which you have all been well trained and prepared, I want to remind you of the words of the wise Jedi Master Yoda: do, and we'll just leave it there. You're part of South College, and we will be with you on this journey and the journey beyond. So you have all of our faith going forward in you to succeed in this next step of becoming licensed physical therapists. You have a profound opportunity to make an impact on the lives of your patients. With every piece of advice you give and interaction you have, it is an opportunity to make a difference. Your knowledge and expertise will be invaluable in helping all of those who come to you seeking guidance and healing. Always remember that the greatest strength you possess is not your academic achievement or professional accomplishments, but it is found in your compassion, your empathy, and your willingness to serve others. These qualities are what will set you apart as truly exceptional physical therapists. Have the courage to do rather than try. Everyone here is so proud and excited to have guided and helped you on this journey and reaching this moment. With this accomplishment, you have forged your pathway into a new career. We are so proud of you, what you have accomplished, and all that you will do as our graduates. Thank you.
Our next speaker is our distinguished and esteemed faculty, Dr. Jeff Moore. Dr. Moore has been asked by the class to deliver the charge to the class today. Dr. Moore has been with our program for several years, starting off as being an adjunct faculty back in our beginnings, and then for the past 4 years, he's been an assistant professor. As you will come to see quite quickly, that Dr. Moore's passion, exuberance, and energy are unmatched, and without question, the unanimous vote of our faculty to be the person to lead any type of a revolution. Dr. Moore is quite accomplished in his career. He has been named not less than 3 times as one of the most influential physical therapists in the country. Dr. Moore is also quite active in professional education, as he as the originator of the ICE clinic, or the ICE group for professional education, and also is the owner of Onward Physical Therapy and numerous clinics that are associated with that. I do welcome to the stage Dr. Moore.
What's up, team? I'm thrilled to be here. I'm rocking the note card, tried to bring it full circle for you. True case number 5. This is a heck of an honor. Gosh, you look good. I'm so thankful to be here. I am acutely aware of what it took to earn the seat you're sitting in, to stand in front of your friends and family, your loved ones. This is a big moment, and thank you so much for letting me be a small part of it. You know, when you're granted a moment like this, it forces a lot of reflection. You know, what's worth saying? I mean, what might stick? What might bring some value? And I think the best thing you can do is think back to, you know, when you were where you are. And I've done a lot of thinking over the past month, and boy, can I bring myself back there. And it brings back a lot of the emotions Dr. K was talking about. I think I graduated from St. Augustine, Florida, and I remember walking across the stage and hopping in the U-Haul. Kelsey already had it ready. We had a 3-month-old and a 2-year-old, and we were going to Bozeman, Montana. I had never lived in Bozeman, barely knew my boss, and we were driving across the country, probably had enough money for one hotel room. And I remember that drive, man. I remember the emotions. There were so many, they were mixed. They were mostly enthusiastic, but there was some fear, right? Big dreams, lots of concerns, some imposter syndrome. It was all on board. And I just think to myself, you know, I've learned a handful of things since then. If the skies could have parted on that U-Haul drive and I could have talked to myself, what would I have said? I think I would have said a handful of things, 5 specifically, and that's what I want to share with you today. For what it's worth, I hope some of this can guide you on your early journey. The first thing I want to say is that life, the inertia of it, tends to drive you towards the average. And I want you to give this some serious thought. If you follow the herd, if you do what's expected, if you do what's logical, if you go with the flow, it tends to mathematically bring you towards the average. There's nothing wrong with average. But I've talked to a lot of you, and I have a feeling that's not your ultimate destination. If it's not your destination, then you need to be aware of this fact, that if you go with the flow, it's where you wind up. And so from right now, you need to begin to be aware and to resist that. The awareness starts with this conversation, understanding that when life gets busy and chaotic, if you do indeed just go with the flow, it's probably where you're going to wind up. But you need more than that. You need a compass and a plan. I only have one more ask. I realize you're kind of done doing things that we say. I get that. I got one more ask. Before you leave Knoxville, I need you to write down your non-negotiables. And I'm serious about this. Just take 10 minutes. Write down your non-negotiables, professionally and personally. What do you need your future to look like? It can't be an exhaustive list because you've always got to be ready to adapt. But I do need you to write down when I was dreaming big, before life got crazy, before all the things that happened, what did I believe and what did I need? Get it down. Where do you want to practice? What kind of setting? What tools do you need? What do your colleagues look like? Who do you get to serve? Get that down. Get down the personal stuff. Where do you want to live, right? What does that side of the adventure look like? But more importantly, set a Google Calendar date. Put it down to remind you annually to check your compass. And what I want over the next 15 years is every year when that pops up, I want you to remind yourself of what you believed before it all got crazy and let that guide you a bit. You are going to be shocked how often you open that and you're at the moment of a big decision, thinking about doubling down with a company, maybe leaving a company, making a big move. And it's a very, very refreshing thing to look at what did I believe, what did I say I was not going to compromise on, and let that be your guide. If you are going to resist the inertia towards mediocrity, towards average, you've got to be aware of it. You've got to have a compass and you've got to have a plan. And you need to be able to reassess that plan. If we have showed you one thing at this school, it is the importance of test, retest model. You need to be able to look back and say, what did I think and am I holding that line? That's number one. Number two is you've got to take risks constantly. There is only upside to risk. I know that sounds a little crazy, maybe a little polarizing. Team, I've got data on that. I've got a wonderful opportunity to mentor a lot of folks. Earlier on in the years past, it was clinicians. Nowadays, it's more business folks, people who have a lot of years behind them in trying to carve out their professional career. I have never once, and I have no exceptions to this statement, I have never once had someone tell me, Jeff, I really, really believed in that, and I'm so bummed I gave it my best effort. I've never heard that in my life. And I know some people who have had some colossal failures. I've had some doozies myself. What you're going to realize every year that ticks by from this one to the end is it's not about winning, it's about trying. It doesn't quite hit yet, but every single year you're going to begin to reflect in your life and you're going to realize it's not about winning, it's about trying. Did I put my chips in the middle on the things that I believed in? Did I act in alignment with my values? It won't matter at the very end how it went. It'll matter whether or not you tried. The other beautiful thing about what you've earned, and you have earned it, is you've got a bit of a safety backdrop. A beautiful thing about this job is you can get work anywhere. It might not be your favorite job. It doesn't have to be long-term. You're always going to be able to find a gig. That is an unbelievable foundation to be able to jump from. A lot of people do not have that luxury, where if you take a big chance, you're not totally left strung out. You've got a backup because you did the work to earn that. Then use it. Use that and take those big risks. You know you can pick yourself back up. Be able to look back and say you went for it. It will only have upside. Number 3 is take them early. It's not just about taking them, it's about taking them early. I love this story, and I mean this sincerely. When someone rolls up to me and says, man, I just started my own thing, or I just made a big change, or what have you. I am now practicing in the way that I always wanted to practice, right? I love hearing that story, but I'm lying if I don't think to myself a little bit, gosh, I wish you would have done that on the front half of your career, right? Like, we're now 15 years in. Like, if you knew where you wanted to be, I wish that change maybe could have happened earlier for you, so this stoke that you're experiencing could have been your entire career. What I'm saying to you is, if you know, go. If you know, go. If you know where you want to be and who you want to work with and how you want to practice and what you want your future to look like, if you know, go. Now, take the risk. Because the earlier you get that set up, the longer you get to enjoy practicing and living in the way that's in alignment with your values. Take all the risks, and the sooner you take them, the better. Number 4 of 5 is I need you to understand that first impressions sink the deepest. There's not a person up here behind me that can't tell you the trials and tribulations of trying to get seasoned clinicians to change the way they practice. Those habits, those beliefs, those form your identity. And the first sensitization tends to be the strongest. First impressions sink deep. I'm saying that because I want you to choose wisely. I want you to really be methodical about who you give your energy to, about who forms your initial practice habits. Not only professionally, but who you're around personally. How caring, how compassionate are they, again, in alignment with who you want to be and how you want to behave? Once you make that initial impression, it's really, really tough to get you out of it. One of the coolest things about this gig is working with you all, we don't tend to fight that, right? You tend to be a relatively blank slate. We can show you the newest stuff and you don't push back very hard. You don't say, no, I've done it this way forever. And there isn't that. Make sure that whatever habits you do form, they serve you really well for the rest of your career. They are your foundation. Choose wisely. Choose wisely with your energy. The last one's the most important. It's also the hardest to get your head around, but I am remiss if I don't say it. I want you to begin embracing the fact that from this moment on, you have enrolled in an infinite game. There is no winning physical therapy. You will not have a Tuesday in March where you say, dude, I did it. I won PT. That doesn't happen. There's no winning this profession, right? There is no end point to this. And that is so unique because there's an end point in everything else in our lives. You're sitting at one right now. You just won PT school, right? You usually win. You've been winning all along. The game has changed now, effective today. There is no winning physical therapy. There is no victory off in the distance. And that's why you need to begin accepting the fact that the only thing that you can ever win is the day. It is a beautiful thing. For a moment, you're so used to shooting off into the distance, trying to calculate, well, if I do this and this, maybe I'll wind up there and I'll win down the road. If you can embrace that that is gone, that goalpost way off in the distance, you can begin to funnel your mind into the present and realize that a perfect life is nothing but a collection of perfect days. And if you start to focus on the latter and stop looking off in the distance and worry about perfect interaction every minute of every day, you'll get the former. That's all it is. No more looking far off into the distance and all the looking at every single action in the immediate moment. The only reality has ever been the present. And if you can begin to absorb this change in your mindset from all the years up until this one to going forward, the amount of joy in this life is incomprehensible. But it's all about getting yourself into the day. Team, I have no doubt a lot of that sounds daunting. It sounds heavy, it sounds big, but we know you've got it. And we've got data. You weren't supposed to be able to do this. That's what we were told. You weren't supposed to be able to do this. You can't do this. You cannot take 3 years of intense doctoral education and condense it into a 2-year time frame and add logistical challenges of travel and decreased breaks. The students will never be able to handle it. That's what they told us. You sit here in defiance. And I love it. And if first impressions sink the deepest, I'm so glad that this is yours. You started off your career breaking the rules. You started off at a program that did things they said you couldn't do. If there's going to be a habit I never want you to lose, it's that one. I'm so proud of all of you. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. Enjoy the day. It's yours. Congratulations.
Now, is that not inspiring? My goodness. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Moore. Very inspiring as always. All right, Defiant Group. Now, the next speaker coming to the stage is also elected by the students to deliver the student message. So I do ask the now Dr. Anthony Hewling to come to the podium.
Mama Kothi being Mama Kothi. Let's give it up for Dr. Jeff Moore one more time for his ever-inspiring words as always. That's how you get the party started right there. So thank you. It's an honor to be up here speaking in front of all of you. To my class, thank you for choosing me to speak. I was originally thinking of writing you all a song, but, but I already did that in PTA school on the special test of the shoulder. So for those of you studying for the July boards like me, hit me up. I've got some copies in the back. We did it. It was everything they said it would be and more. You're never really prepared. You just adjust and fail, adjust and fail over and over again. And so one day you find yourself in a place like this, turning your tassel around in front of family, friends, and faculty who've all helped us get here. Let's give it up to our family, friends, and faculty. Japanese writer Haruki Murakami said it best. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. And that's what the storm is all about. We might have hit shore, and I'm so glad we did. Heck, I could kiss the stage right now. Maybe not, but, but the truth is, this is only the beginning. We have a long road ahead. We're about to enter the jungle. And as we get deeper and deeper into the wilderness, our tracks will inevitably get covered up. We'll start to forget how we even got here today. The following are a few suggestions that I've learned over the years that I want to leave us with before we begin our next chapter. Take this as a clinical practice guideline, if you will, but for life as doctors of physical therapy. Did I just say doctor? A lot of these recommendations come from my personal life. Some have strong evidence to support. Some are merely anecdotal, but N equals 1, right? All are what going through a hard thing like DPT school made me realize and reinforce for me. So here goes. Number 1, fill your cup. Prior to enrolling at South, I worked as a PTA. No, not the Parent-Teacher Association. Physical therapist assistant. And early in my career, I saw a doctor about some stress and anxiety I was experiencing. The demanding field combined with my poor time management finally got the best of me. After discussing my situation with her, she said, "Anthony, as healthcare providers, we're not allowed to have a bad day." Huh. She didn't prescribe me any medication. She instead included herself in my crisis and instilled wisdom that has forever changed my outlook. As physical therapists, we have the unique opportunity to give people the best hour of their day. We have the privilege of turning someone's day from bad to good. It is such a rewarding field, but with that comes an immense amount of time, energy, and sacrifice devoted to others. It requires our best self every day. Of course, there will be days when we fall short, but this is the exception, or expectation. Our best is needed. There are no exceptions. It starts with filling our cups and making the time for ourselves so we can better pour into others. Translation, as we say at South, take your meds. M stands for mindfulness, E stands for exercise, D stands for diet, S stands for sleep. Fill your cup. Number 2, eat the frog. I know that sounds a little weird and gross, but hear me out. Mark Twain is purported to have said, "If you ever have to eat a live frog, it's best done first thing in the morning." Very Mark Twain, right? In other words, do the hard thing first. For the past couple of years, my frog has been running 1 mile. I've missed a lot of mornings, but one thing I know is that on the mornings I do run, the obstacles and hiccups that come my way later in the day are easier to handle. You see, it's not so much about the mile than it is about the momentum generated. Now, I'm not suggesting you do BERT every morning, maybe a half BERT or a quarter BERT, but as PTs, our days are going to be long and challenging. We need all the help we can get. Eat the frog. Number 3, stay above the clouds. I'm a big mantra guy, and one that has helped me maintain a positive mental attitude over the years is the mantra, stay above the clouds. At the start of each day in the clinic, I envision myself above the clouds. These clouds could represent unexpected schedule changes, a negative attitude, or my pants ripping while I'm demonstrating a squat. It's happened plenty of times before, believe me. All things outside of my control, of course. The thing is, the clouds form, they roll in, and their pull is strong. They're on a mission to bring me down to their level. Staying above them is the key to overcoming their effect. Because once I get pulled down, it's so much harder to go back up. I found that when my day gets cloudy, it's the perfect opportunity to inject some light. It's an opportunity to share a joke. It's an opportunity to work harder, to adapt, to find a way to stay in the clear. It's an opportunity to grow. Stay above the clouds. Number 4, tell me more. There's only 8 of these, so hang in there. A genuine interest, a sincere curiosity. Tell me more means leaning in to what someone has to say. It means you have time and attention to offer. It makes the other person feel seen, heard, and ultimately loved. It's the simplest thing we can do to enhance our connections with our patients. Someone could comment on how the trees are looking in beautiful color, and simply acknowledging their statement could be enough. It's all about moving in towards that other person, wanting to know more, and sharing in their delight. It makes them realize you're with them, participating in this life with them. So whether talking to our patients, a stranger, a friend, or a family member, instead of itching to speak, just say, tell me more. Number 5, believe in someone. Everyone needs someone that believes in them more than they believe in themselves. I'm going to repeat that. Everyone needs someone that believes in them more than they believe in themselves. None of us would be here today if it weren't for those who didn't give up on us. Be that person to someone else. As we head into our careers, a lot of us will be working alongside techs, volunteers, high school and college interns, coming to shadow and observe. A lot of them will be undecided, hesitant, and scared about what to do next. I was once one of those kids, working in a PT clinic, lost, discouraged, stuck. But a man named Steve Bache, over 40 years of experience working as a PT, joined our clinic, took me under his wing, and saw potential in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. Pick someone, invest in them, be on them. Almost annoyingly, believe in someone. Number 6, action is the antidote. We live in an era where passively scrolling feels like actively participating, where information overload is in full swing. Chances are you don't need more information to know what to do. You need to start doing what you already know. I have found that the antidote to many of life's conundrums is action. Just go for it. It's always on the way that you figure it out. You learn as you go. As many of us head out into exciting careers, we might feel like we're not qualified for X, Y, or Z because of our experience. But I'm here to tell you that it's never ready, set, go. It's always go, set, ready. If you're waiting for the perfect moment or time to do something, you'll be waiting your whole life. And if you're watching others do the things you know you should be doing, come on, man. Action is the antidote. And number 7, persistence is key. For many of us, it took multiple tries to get into this program. For me, it was 3. Our future patients will stump us. They will present with chronic pain, a complex history, difficult personalities, challenging diagnoses. But I want us to remember that we were taught by some of the best PT instructors there are. The process, we are well equipped to tackle what comes our way. The process of getting into school instilled in me the valuable lesson of not giving up. In the past, I would give up on the first sign of defeat. I held a this is good enough attitude, settling for mediocrity in most facets of my life. I finally realized if you want to be someone you've never been, you got to do something you've never done. And the one thing I had never done was keep going. Water breaks through rock not because of its power, but because of its persistence. At some point, your patient will start to make progress. At some point, you will finally connect with them. At some point, you will become a physical therapist. Persistence is key. And lastly, number 8, I want to close with the truth that we are all fearfully and wonderfully made. There is no one like you, and there will never be anyone like you. So many miracles had to happen for you to be here. So when you're conversing with your patients, it'll be because of your unique tone of voice, posture, body language, the unique words that your mind chose to say that make all the difference. It'll be because of your unique hands that you'll be able to heal in a way that someone else might not be able to. Celebrate your uniqueness because there is no one like you, and there will never be anyone like you. We all entered this program from different walks and stages of life. And together, we've endured everything it took to get to this moment. It's been a whirlwind, but one thing's for sure, I'm not the same person I was when I started this program. And I know my classmates can say the same. And that's for the better, because it's only when we endure difficult situations, when we choose to do hard things, that we find out who we really are and what we're made of. We are doctors of physical therapy. Let's go change the world. And so now I'd like to take a moment on behalf of myself and the June DPT class of 2023. We'd like to present a gift to the DPT program. Dr. Notaboom and Dr. K, would you please join me up here on stage in receiving our gift? This gift speaks to the power of community and bringing people together from all backgrounds to share in some cornhole or bags, depending on what part of the country you're from.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I see some of my retired friends playing cornhole, so maybe I'll practice a little bit and I'll come back and make a few more shots. Well, thank you very much, students. That's wonderful. What we would like to do right now is go into the awards part of our time here. So the first award is an award called the Dean's Award. And this really is an award for an individual who achieves high academic excellence, but even more importantly, is just consistently strong in all areas. And someone who I can look at when the times get tough, and I know I can count on them being ready to go and achieve what needs to be done in that moment. So this year's recipient is Kayla Cotton.
Our next award tonight will be presented by Dr. Seal, who is the Assistant Program Director, and this is the Leadership Award.
Hi, everyone. Our second award is the Leadership Award. This award is given to the student who best demonstrates leadership through commitment to our program core values of excellence, responsibility, and integrity in class and/or through professional service. The Leadership Award for the South College DPT class of 2023 goes to Taylor Verissimo.
The next two awards will be presented by Dr. Cutrone, who is the Director of Student Affairs for the class. There is the Samantha C. Shapey Citizenship and Service Award, and also the Ryan Bielke Memorial Award. Dr. Cutrone.
Congratulations, class. Our third award is the Samantha C. Shapey Service and Citizenship Award. This award was established to memorialize Sam Shapey, a South College DPT student who passed away in 2019 while in her first year of the program. Sam had a heart for service. She saw those in need and quietly, without calling attention to herself, went about caring for them. Her last act of service to us was to leave us these inspiring words. I want you to go out and live your lives so wonderfully, so fully. Take in every sight and smell and taste you can. I want you to find so much joy and peace. These words adorn our hall at the South College and provide a frequent reminder about living life well. Sam committed herself to a profession of caring, and she found her joy and peace in serving those around her and being a truly good human. The winner of this award embodies those same characteristics. Therefore, I am pleased to present the Samantha C. Shapey Service and Citizenship Award for the South College DPT class of 2023 to Michelle Montes de Oca. The next award was established by the School of Physical Therapy to memorialize one of our own from the class of 2019, Ryan Bielke. This award seeks to commemorate Ryan's love of life and adventure, his enthusiasm for his planned profession, his deep affection for his friends and family, and his ability to inspire all he encountered. Therefore, I am proud to announce the award, like its namesake, will honor a graduating student who demonstrates a zest for life, inspiring perseverance, and possess the ability to leave an everlasting impact, just as Ryan did. The Ryan J. Bielke Memorial Award for the South College DPT class of 2023 goes to Anthony Hewlin.
The next two awards will be presented by Dr. Hannah Norton, who is the Director of Clinical Education for this class. This is the Clinical Excellence Award and the Outstanding Clinical Instructor Awards.
Right, our next student award, the Clinical Excellence Award, is given to the student who best demonstrates a passion for clinical excellence through patient care, as shown through lab practice and clinical practice. The Clinical Excellence Award for the South College DPT class of 2023 goes to Spring Quesada. Our next award is the Outstanding Clinical Instructor Award. This award is given to the clinical instructor who consistently excels in that role and represents the epitome of a professional physical therapist. The Outstanding Clinical Instructor Award goes to Dr. Evelyn Burtis. Unfortunately, Dr. Burtis was unable to join us today.
So our next award is our last award. If you're following along in the program, it is not mentioned. This award is not an award given to the student by South College or the physical therapy program, but it is a national award. And it is an award of distinction. And the distinct honor is ours because this is the first student at South College who has been the recipient of this designation. This designation is the ACAPT, National Student Honor Society Award. ACAPT is the American Council for Academic Physical Therapy Education. They are the organization responsible for overseeing the development of physical therapy education and also with the accreditation of physical therapy programs. So to say the least, they are a very important group in our profession. And in 2018, they developed this honor society to award students. And for the first time in our program history, we have a student who was the recipient of this award and inducted into the Honor Society, and that student is none other than Stephen Nagel. I would now invite Dr. Notaboom back to the podium for the dean's comments.
I promise to keep this brief so we can get to the show, which is delivering the doctoral hoods to our graduates. I've been talking to the students a lot yesterday, and so let me just start by talking to you families, significant others. You know, it's something very unique in the South College hybrid program where those students taking courses and classes online and watching recorded lectures online, they can be sitting right next to you on the couch, but they are 1,000 miles away watching what they need to learn. That's an especially challenging problem, I think, especially for you spouses, children, and significant others who see that person not in class, kind of in class, but just being so close yet so far away. So I just want to thank you. As someone who now has college-age children and graduates, I know it takes a lot, and I just want to, let's give yourself a round of applause for all that you put up. So I realized a couple days ago that this is the 30th time that I have put on this regalia and stood up on stage and either said some words about our graduates or got to give them the doctoral hood. And I've enjoyed every single one of those times. I was telling the students yesterday, I remember the class from 1996, our very first class in the program that I started with at Regis University in Denver, Colorado. And many of those students have gone on to be, like Dr. Kozolinsky said, leaders amongst the profession and faculty themselves and own their own clinics. And it's so exciting for you all to be on the precipice of doing that same thing. So as faculty, it's normally the time when we stand, we shake your hand, we give you your doctoral hood, we've done saying the words, and we stand and we watch you go. But now, for the first time, I'm going to step off, symbolically at least, with you and find out if all of these words of advice and wisdom I can put in action myself and see to what extent that can lead me on the next phase. So graduates, you have done a remarkable work in this program. As we stated, you started in the tail end of COVID when every lab that you had to wear masks, and it's just wonderful to see you ready to take that next step. So let's take that next step. How about that? As Dean of the School of Physical Therapy, it is my privilege to present to you the class of 2023 for the conferring of the Doctoral Physical Therapy degree. Each of these student physical therapists has fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty for conferring of the degree, and each has approved by faculty by its vote. Will all School of Physical Therapy graduates please stand?
By virtue of the authority invested in South College by the Tennessee Higher Education Commission, I do hereby confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy for which you have qualified with all of the requisite honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities. I pronounce you graduates of South College.
Can you hear me now? All right, very good. We can hear me now more than adequately. Excellent. And they know me well. I don't need to use a microphone typically. There's a little deja vu in this moment. I'm so happy to be here and to do the pronouncing of the names and issuing of the doctorate regalia. Brent Legou, summa cum laude, Indianapolis, Indiana. Lucas Kenneth Baker, Howland, Tennessee. Jessica Elaine Bouchard, cum laude, Dublin, California. Angie Callan, magna cum laude, Atlanta, Georgia. Tangelin Brown Washington, Montgomery, Alabama. God love you, sir. God love you. Jacob Novak, summa cum laude, Heartland, Wisconsin. Kate Murphy, summa cum laude, Bremerton, Washington. Marianne Boland, magna cum laude, Maryville, Tennessee. James Francisco, magna cum laude, Louisville, Kentucky. Ethan Gambrill, Pineville, Kentucky. Ryan Pickney, Lehigh, Utah. Robin Parker, cum laude, Bristol, Tennessee. Emily Patricia Morley, magna cum laude, San Diego, California. Stephanie Akala, cum laude, Puhawa, Hawaii. Amanda Cawley Daughtry, Sparks, Georgia. Caitlin Seeley, cum laude, Beaumont, Mississippi. Brooke Ashley Trambarger, magna cum laude, Fall Branch, Tennessee. Amanda Ford, cum laude, Silverdale, Washington. Carissa Serrano, cum laude, Assumption, Illinois. Sarah Kong, cum laude, Boise, Idaho. Jordan Engman, summa cum laude, Wenatchee, Washington. Carissa Sampson, Montgomery, Illinois. Stephen, jump the gun a little bit. Stephen Nagel, summa cum laude, Arlington, Virginia. Next presenting will be Dr. Seal. That's a fun size accommodation right there. Just remember, don't take a step. Is there a PT in the house? So Zachary Foster, summa cum laude, Cave Springs, Arkansas. Daniel Van Davidson, Lenore City, Tennessee. Tyler Schumacher, cum laude, Jackson, Missouri. Chanel Ann Scottson, Kennewick, Washington. Alexis Vargas, cum laude, Terrell, Texas. Haley Bernan, summa cum laude, Charlotte, North Carolina. Carly Jenkins, cum laude, Mobile, Alabama. Asha L. Weathers Yates, Georgetown, Kentucky. David Lutz, summa cum laude, McEwen, Tennessee. Ethan Sam, summa cum laude, Draper, Utah. Grayson Clendon, magna cum laude, Highland Mills, New York. Brooke Logan Haygood, summa cum laude, Alberton, Georgia. Spring Annette Quesada, magna cum laude, San Antonio, Texas. Kawilani Chang, cum laude, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Kayla Hickok, magna cum laude, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Megan Grace Katie, summa cum laude, Fullerton, California. Lindsay Boland, summa cum laude, Georgetown, Kentucky. Noah Cunningham, cum laude, Madisonville, Kentucky. Jelena Argolo, cum laude, Denver, Colorado. Trent Klein, summa cum laude, Brevard, North Carolina. Daniel James, summa cum laude, Salt Lake City, Utah. Marie Lavelle, cum laude, Louisville, Tennessee. Joseph Sawyer Stratton, summa cum laude, Elgin, South Carolina. Chase Parks, summa cum laude, Napa, California. Jessica Pollock, summa cum laude, Hendersonville, Tennessee. Laura Nicole Daniels, cum laude, Weaver, Alabama. Tessa Van Hoff, Clanton, Alabama. So next, Dr. Jones, so we can get a modest assist ×1 for Dr. Seal. Dr. Jones will now be presenting the regalia. Let's give a round to Dr. Seal for braving. Seth Alexander Lewis, summa cum laude, Atwood, Tennessee. Owen A. Cottle, summa cum laude, Harwich, Massachusetts. Jackson Katina, summa cum laude, Franklin, Tennessee. Jared Matthews Thomas, cum laude, South Hill, Virginia. Michelle Montes de Oca, Pembroke Pines, Florida. Taylor McCormick, cum laude, Rapid City, South Dakota. Rebecca Ellsburn, summa cum laude, Maryville, Tennessee. Kayla Cotton, magna cum laude, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Now we'll do a faculty exchange. Dr. Miranda is up. Taylor Marie Verissimo, summa cum laude, Modesto, California. Vienna Marie Maddie, summa cum laude, Puyallup, Washington. Sonia Monica O'Donnell, magna cum laude, Bartlett, Illinois. Caitlin Eberly, Cookeville, Tennessee. Brianna Brewer, summa cum laude, Denver, Colorado. McKenna Brown, cum laude, Gilbert, Arizona. John Martin Osborne Jr., magna cum laude, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Andrew Grabowski, cum laude, Crystal Lake, Illinois. Zachary Cash, summa cum laude, Norwell, Massachusetts. Lauren Smith, summa cum laude, Manchester, Kentucky. Trenton Napier, summa cum laude, Manchester, Kentucky. Emily Lusink, summa cum laude, Henry Lake, Minnesota. Alan Piro, magna cum laude, Nashville, Tennessee. Congratulations. Nathan William Sanchi, summa cum laude, Charleston, South Carolina. Dylan Boker, summa cum laude, Indianapolis, Indiana. Dree Jones, Alexander City, Alabama. Tiara Lovejoy, Dallas, Georgia. Anthony Hewling, cum laude, Bel Air, Maryland. Next up will be Dr. Cutrone doing the presentation of the regalia. Daniel Medina Gonzalez, Oakton, Virginia. Halietha, cum laude, Gainesville, Georgia. Brianna Vaughn, cum laude, Pendleton, Indiana. Anastasia Wagner, St. Peters, Missouri. Susan. Susels Castellanos, cum laude, Naples, Florida. Cody Mays, cum laude, magna cum laude, Claremore, Oklahoma. Next up to present will be Dr. Horton. Corey Deshawn Dorsey, Tylertown, Mississippi. Grant J. Newton, cum laude, Edmond, Oklahoma. J. Casey Jacobson, cum laude, Las Vegas, Nevada. Ronald Keith Stepner II, Hernando, Mississippi. Allison Hale, summa cum laude, Blacksburg, Virginia. Nicole Cox, summa cum laude, Charlotte, North Carolina. Brooklyn Bain, cum laude, Normal, Illinois. Catherine Stubblefield Hodge, cum laude, Alcoa, Tennessee. Robert Mulroy, magna cum laude, Danvers, Massachusetts. Now I'll be reading some names for those that are graduating in absentia. And we can give a round of applause for all of those that cannot be with us in person today. Joshua Alawalapene, Ashunaga, cum laude, Hampton, Virginia. Cody Dalloway, magna cum laude, Sackets Harbor, New York. Dr. Jacob Alexander Pope, cum laude, York, South Carolina. Camera Rivera, summa cum laude, Elk Grove, California. So this concludes the readings of the name, and I'll just kind of go briefly off script for 60 seconds or less. Congratulations, I'm so proud. You were the first class I was secondary adjunct for ever. So we both kind of grew up in advance together to be able to remember that. I'm also a Scoutmaster, and I'm gonna tell you what I tell my boys. I'm gonna have my 6th Eagle Court of Honor ceremony at the end of July. It's a big deal. It's a 7-year journey because most of them only finish it 2 days before their 18th birthday. Go figure, teenage boys, procrastinating, right? I tell them, remember 3 things. You've earned this, be proud of this. You have the scars, you're stronger. But remember a few things. You never go through a journey alone. Somebody helped carry you to get here. So today, before this day is over, tell them, thank you. You might have thought it, but make sure you say it. Thank you for helping carry you. Tell them that you love them and you love that they're in your life. And remember, now you guys are growing to the next stage. It's going to be some time in the future, you're going to have to carry them. And I leave that with my concluding thoughts to you. I'm so proud of you. Love you guys all.
All right, graduates. It might be official, but we're not finished yet. Would you please stand? It is now time to recite the oath to the profession. With me, graduates. As a physical therapist dedicated to providing the highest quality care and services, I solemnly and willingly state well done, graduates. Now, you may move your tassel from the right to the left. Graduates, you may be seated. So throughout this ceremony, you've had many words of wisdom and recommendations and words that come from the heart. With the speed of which you've learned everything in this physical therapy program in 2 years, I know you've memorized everything, and we'll quickly go and put it on that 3x5 note card so you can recite it back to all of us by the end of the day. I do have just a few minor comments, and I know you're eager to go and share in the moment, not just with each other, but with all of your family, friends, and significant others. But I do want to leave you with this. Dr. Moore gave you some very important parting words. So did Anthony Hewling. So did Dr. Notaboom, Dr. Richardson, and even Dr. Sonkrant. And now at the end, my last opportunity to provide a lecture to all of you that's not recorded. But it is this: you are amazing people. And if you treat everybody with dignity and respect, you will do amazing things. But if you put forth the effort and the energy and the passion and the fervor that you put forth for every single exam you took in our program, and you take all of that, bundle it up, and put it to every single patient, you will be extraordinary. I'm very honored to be part of your journey, and now I'm very proud to say that you are my colleague. Congratulations to all of you. So this concludes our ceremony, and I ask all the guests in the audience to stand and remain standing. Allow the faculty, administration, and the graduates to exit before you.